Hello everyone. Well, I've finally finished my journal. This was for a challenge that I participated in last year called Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, and it was hosted by Rachel and Sarah from Roxy's Creations on YouTube. So this was volume 1, and it was a 6-month challenge, and you had to make a page using the prompts that they gave out to us each month, and then at the end of that time you made a book to put them in. So I've just used an old book cover, and I covered it with some felt first to make it feel a little bit softer, and then I covered it in some calico. Then on the front I just did some layering with some different fabrics, did a little bit of slow stitching on some of them, added a few little bits of doily, and I just put a little bit of crochet trim on the side. Then on the back I just added a small doily, and then on the spine what I did there was I just got a piece of crocheted trim, and I just did I gathered up some tulle first, and then I just added little bits of lace and some flat back pearls in the center, and then I just stuck it on my spine. So that's what I did there. Okay, so inside there's my title page, Journal of Stitchery. And I just did a little applique here and a bit of slow stitching. Then in the front, the inside pocket, I just made a little lace pocket here, and I just got a little booklet. And in here, I've just kept a record of what we did. So it was Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. It was January to June 2022, and I've just written down what we had to do for each month, or which prompt for the 6 months. And then I just made a list of all the embroidery colours that I used, just in case I wanted to, recreate something in another project, I guess. So that just goes in there. Okay, so for the first 2 pages, Rachel and Sarah just did some tutorials and taught us how to do some of the embroidery stitches. And I haven't done a lot of embroidery in my life, so that was a steep learning curve. So that was those 2 pages. Okay, so this was for January, and I'll have to get my book out to tell you what they were, because I've forgotten. So January was vintage lace and a bouncing bunny. So I only had a tiny little bit of vintage lace, and then I just put that here and just did lots of different layers of fabrics. Doily, a bit of seed bead, what do you call that? Seed stitch, I think. It's really tiny, and you just do it all different ways. And then some slow stitch here. And down here I added my bouncing bunny. He's got a little fluffy tail. Okay, so the second prompt for February was neutral colours and fancy flowers. So I've just put down some neutral coloured fabric, and then I fussy cut out some of these flowers, and I've stitched all around the outside. And then on some of them, I don't know if you can see it, but I actually went over the flowers with some embroidery thread as well. Okay, so March prompt 3 was antique or reclaimed fabric and a bright butterfly. Well, I just had an old quilt that I've cut up, and here's my bright butterfly. Bit of grass down the bottom. Then for April, it was old quilt and a country cottage. Well, I just used the same old quilt on this side because they were facing each other, so I thought that would look all right. And made a garden down the bottom, made my cottage, a great big sun, and some slow stitching at the top there for the sky. Okay, so that's April. Then in May, we had a favourite colour and a beautiful bird. So one of my favourite colours is blue, and I used a bit of antique lace here as well. And there's my bird sitting on a little branch, some leaves. Okay, so the last one was hand-dyed or painted fabric and a lovely heart. So I've just cut out some pieces of just very thin cotton material, and I use my distress inks to dye each one of those. So, for example, in my little book, I've used like bundle sage here, tea-dyed, speckled egg, and Victorian velvet. Those colours. Added some lace and did some more slow stitching. So there it is, all finished. So I'm quite happy with that, the way it turned out. So I didn't participate in Rachel and Sarah's Volume 2, which ran for the last 6 months of last year, but I am participating in Volume 3, which is a large snippet roll, which is really fun. I mean, I'm really enjoying doing that one. So as soon as I've got a little bit further along, I'll show you how it's coming, how it's progressing. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.